my flavor, I think it's cause. Watch out for that. I never switch, I never switch, I never switch, I never switch. Ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist.
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with the Denver Broncos. Here we go in a rematch of Super Bowl 48. The Seahawks and Broncos are underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Check back.
Hey, 0-0-0.
That's 22.
Alert.
I'm going.
Now Wilson on first down. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. 23 yards, the final tally.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum right there.
Yeah, they really are, and I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 47-yard line.
Ready? Watch tight. Tight is right. Watch tight. Tight is right.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. That one going to be complete to David Moore. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Easy. Check.
On first down, Wilson. This complete to Lockett. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. Down right around the 25. Credit the tackle to Isaac Yiadom.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Shift.
Friday.
Watch the shift. Hey, watch the shift. Alert flare.
On On 2nd and 9. Wilson going to throw deep for the ends, and he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Jacob Hollister there to make the grab. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. And the QB rating right now is sky high. 4 for 4 on that opening drive, and it ends with a touchdown pass.
Yeah, I don't know quite how to figure it out. I think I need my friends from MIT to come in and help me. But I think 158.3 is the number one.
Yep, that's the
right. That's the highest you can get. That's where he is. He'd like to continue on that pace.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Phillip Lindsay. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now it's Flacco. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Flacco from the gun. And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
On 4th down, on is Colby Wadman now to punt. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. And that'll kick and go out of bounds just outside the 15 at the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
That's the way.
Good, 4 down, 4 down.
They'll begin the drive with Carson. Able to push his way through. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. From the gun, it's Wilson. Flush to his right. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Go, 14.
Max 22, Max 20.
Go.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Forced out to his left. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he'll be out right at the 35. 1st down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the 1st down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
6-0 our score after 1.
With the score, Seahawks 6, Broncos 0.
380. Hey, D-line. Left pass.
Check 3.
From the 39, Wilson. And he's going to keep it. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about any more.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. A pitch comes to Lindsey. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook. Go play action. Toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
1st and 10, and Flacco looking to throw. There goes and that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Tim Patrick, 31 yards, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. The fly route works for the TD Graham.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did, all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
65. Hey, 0-0-0. Check. Shift. One left. 22's coming, Mike. Watch the pass. One left. Here we go.
A second down carry for Procise. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
380. All day, dog. Good guys, 4 down. Motion.
Wilson turns and gives to Procise. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Motion. Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike. Hey, watch the slant. Tighten up.
For it with Carson. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Watch out.
Gun.
This is Carson. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
From the 38, Wilson. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
Ready, break.
Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. And no pitch there and no chance either as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Hey, zoom.
Now on 2nd and 13, Locke. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos push further out in front.
Great field position has to be one of the best friends an offense can have. When you don't have very far to go, you should cash it in with points.
Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
On the counter, Lindsey. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Flacco. He's going to sling this deep downfield, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Now it's Lockett. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. The Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field.
Listen. I got you. Max 22, Max 22. Quick armor. Check. Alert.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson, eluding the pressure right. Now he'll pull it down. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Max 22. 36 power.
Throwing again on second down. Wilson. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory even if they don't get it, though. Out of the gun, here's Procise. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. Myers' kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. They'll go again with Lindsey. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. K.J. Wright in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Returnable for Lockett. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Hey, 0-0.
On 1st down, Procise. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Here we go. Watch.
Alert.
Mark 22. Watch the blue toes. Check 3.
Front left. Push left. Let's go.
Wilson gives to Procise on the delay. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
She's coming, Mike. You must be dreaming. Go, guys, 4 down.
The shotgun handoff to Procise. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards and a Seattle 1st down.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game.
Check. Crunch. 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 Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike.
Let's go, D.
Alert.
Here's Procise. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I saw Von Miller in college at Texas A&M, and all I kept hearing about was his speed off the edge to the quarterback. But what impressed me, his balance and his ability to take on blocks and be a force in the run game, as we just saw there.
Check. Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike. Mike's 22. Hey, let's get in there. Hey, alert. Mike 22, he's coming.
On second and 11 now. Wilson, he goes full extension, and he's got it. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 13-yard line.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
14. Undercrush. Gun.
This is Procise on the carry. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. DeMarcus Walker in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Now Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Another run by Lindsey. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it winds us down to the end of the third quarter.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Third down. Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. He'll get this one to Patrick. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 16. First down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's a give to Lindsey running right. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough. On 2nd and 15 now. Flacco. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
third down. Flacco from the gun. And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
51 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
At their own 18-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Here's Wilson to throw. Dancing to his... And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Bradley Chubb doing what he does best, getting that sack.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
It's taken to the 26. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal... end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
On 2nd and 11 now. Flacco finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Let's go.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
From the 36, Flacco. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
After the interception, here's Wilson, escaping the pressure right. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
Let's go! Let's
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
On first down, again, they go precise. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Check 24, check 24. Kill. Slip.
Hey, alert. Tight dog. Check 4. Hold up.
He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here.
Hey, they're scared.
Like 22 is coming. 22's coming.
Now Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. 2 huge plays there down the stretch. The sack on second down. Now they force the incompletion. That's going to lead to a do-or-die 4th down.
And they look like they've got the confidence right now that no matter what gets thrown against them, whatever play gets run, they have the ability to shut it down. They are just brimming with it right now.
And down by 5. They've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Look left. Alert.
Check 99.
25. Like 22 is coming. 22's coming. Mike. Check.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. That's caught by Hollister. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down.
Watch the curl. Block that.
Throwing now is Wilson. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11.
Alert. Look left.
Wilson to throw. He'll find Metcalf. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
Go, guys. 4 down. Hey, zero. Start.
Here's Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Check. 2 to 3. Max 22. I got wide.
They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Broncos are close to finishing off this football game.
Ready.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively. Just be one kneel and then handshakes. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA